In a recent interview with Sanket on Mumbai Outlook, Dr. Deepak Pawar, head of the Department of Political Science at Mumbai University and director of the Marathi Abhyas Kendra, addressed the contentious issue of the Maharashtra state government's brief decision to make Hindi compulsory for students from class 1. This decision, announced on 16 April 2025, as part of the new education policy, NEP, implementation, sparked widespread debate and opposition across the state. Although Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis withdrew the mandate following public outcry, the issue has reignited discussions about language policy, cultural identity, and alleged attempts to impose Hindi at the expense of regional languages like Marathi. Dr. Pawar's insights provide a critical perspective on the educational, political, and cultural implications of this policy and its broader ramifications. The Maharashtra government's decision to mandate Hindi as a third language in Marathi and English medium schools from class 1 to 5 was framed as an effort to align with the NEP's trilingual formula. Historically, Hindi has been taught in Maharashtra from class 5 alongside Marathi and English. The new policy aimed to introduce Hindi from class 1, prompting concerns about the additional burden on young students and the potential marginalization of Marathi, the state's official language. Critics, including education experts and political leaders, argued that the decision was made without adequate consultation with the state's steering committee or language advisory bodies. The backlash was swift. Prominent educationist Ramesh Panse and members of the Language Advisory Committee, such as Lakshmikant Deshmukh, publicly criticized the policy. Political parties, including the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, MNS, led by Raj Thackeray, Shiv Sena, and the Communist Party of India, Marxist, opposed the move, accusing the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, led government of promoting a Hindi Hindu Hindustan narrative aligned with the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, RSS. In response to the protests, Chief Minister Fadnavis announced that Hindi would not be compulsory but would remain an optional subject for schools willing to offer it from class 1. Dr. Pawar emphasized that the imposition of a third language like Hindi from class 1 could overburden young students. He referenced educational psychology, which suggests that children can learn multiple languages effectively only if those languages are part of their daily environment. In Maharashtra, Hindi is already prevalent due to Bollywood, web series, and migration from Hindi-speaking states. Pawar argued that students acquire functional Hindi through these cultural influences, negating the need for mandatory instruction from class 1. He proposed that 2 years of Hindi education, from class 5 to 6 or 7 to 8, would suffice to teach functional proficiency. Pawar also highlighted the lack of infrastructure to support the policy. Many primary schools in Maharashtra are single-teacher institutions, where educators are expected to teach multiple subjects and languages. The government's claim, articulated by Education Commissioner Rekhawar, that existing English and Marathi teachers could teach Hindi, was deemed impractical. Moreover, Pawar pointed out the shortage of qualified Marathi teachers in schools, particularly in CBSE, ICSE, and international boards, questioning how the state could prioritize Hindi instruction without addressing this gap. Dr. Pawar framed the Hindi imposition as a political maneuver rooted in the BJP's ideological agenda. He accused the party of promoting a narrative that equates Hindi with Indian identity, disregarding the country's linguistic diversity. Citing Articles 343 to 351 of the Indian Constitution, Pawar clarified that Hindi is the working language of the central government, not the national language, as some BJP spokespersons claimed. He criticized the government for spreading misinformation and ignoring the recommendations of its own advisory committees. Pawar drew parallels with South Indian states like Tamil Nadu, where leaders like M.K. Stalin have resisted Hindi imposition to protect regional languages and cultures. He argued that Maharashtra's decision reflects a broader strategy to erode Marathi identity and establish Hindi as a dominant language, potentially paving the way for BJP's political expansion in non-Hindi-speaking states. The reference to Reshambagh, RSS headquarters, underscored his belief that the policy was influenced by the Sangh Parivar's vision of cultural homogenization. A significant portion of Pawar's critique focused on the erosion of Marathi identity. He noted that Maharashtra is unique in that migrants from Hindi-speaking states often resist learning Marathi, unlike global migration patterns where newcomers typically adopt the local language. This reluctance, coupled with the dominance of Hindi in Mumbai's Bollywood industry, has contributed to what Pawar termed the Hindiization of Maharashtra. He lamented the state government's failure to promote Marathi cinema, serials, and dramas, which could strengthen the language's cultural presence. Pawar also criticized Marathi actors, actresses, and cultural figures for their silence on the issue. He argued that their lack of advocacy for Marathi, despite benefiting from the state's resources, reflects a broader apathy among the Marathi elite. In contrast, South Indian film industries actively support their regional languages, fostering a sense of cultural pride. Pawar highlighted the class divide in language education. While the children of Maharashtra's political and administrative elite study in English medium schools, Marathi medium schools primarily serve the poor, Bahujan, and deprived communities. This disparity reinforces English as a marker of privilege, while Marathi struggles for relevance. The imposition of Hindi, Pawar argued, would further marginalize Marathi medium education, as resources are diverted to hire Hindi teachers instead of addressing the shortage of Marathi educators. The Hindi imposition row exposed fault lines within Maharashtra's political landscape. Raj Thakre's MNS took a hardline stance, with supporters symbolically burning the government resolution, Gr. Shiv Sena, led by Uddhav Thackeray, and the Communist Party also opposed the policy, though Pawar criticized their inconsistent positions. He singled out leaders like Sanjay Nirupam, who joined Shiv Sena, Shinde faction, and made uninformed claims about Hindi's status as the national language. The NCP and Congress offered measured opposition, but Pawar questioned their commitment, noting that leaders like Supriya Sule and Aditya Thackeray had previously supported CBSE and ICSE boards, which marginalized Marathi education. The Communist Party's firm stand in favor of Marathi schools was a notable exception, earning Pawar's praise. Chief Minister Fadnavis' decision to make Hindi optional rather than compulsory was seen as a strategic retreat. However, Pawar warned that this could be a pretext for gradual imposition, as the government might pressure schools to adopt Hindi under the guise of choice. He called for transparency, urging the state to publish data on the availability of Hindi and Marathi teachers and prioritize Marathi education before expanding Hindi instruction. Pawar also advocated for a bilingual policy, Marathi and English, over the trilingual formula, citing Tamil Nadu's successful model. He argued that Maharashtra should focus on strengthening Marathi as a language of knowledge and technology, rather than succumbing to Hindi imposition. This shift, he believes, is essential to reverse the linguistic poverty afflicting the state. The Hindi imposition controversy underscores deeper issues of linguistic and cultural identity in India's diverse landscape. Pawar's reference to internal colonialism by Hindi-speaking migrants, echoed by scholars like Yogendra Yadav and Suhas Palshikar, highlights the power dynamics at play. He warned that unchecked Hindiization could transform Maharashtra into a Hindi-dominated state within a decade, eroding its Marathi identity. To counter this, Pawar proposed a multi-pronged approach. 1. Educational reform. Adopt a bilingual policy prioritizing Marathi and English, with Hindi as an optional subject taught for functional proficiency. 2. Cultural revival. Invest in Marathi cinema, literature, and media to enhance the language's prestige and relevance. 3. Community mobilization. Encourage Marathi speakers to view language preservation as a social movement, transcending political affiliations. 4. Policy advocacy. Demand transparency in teacher recruitment and resist policies that undermine Marathi education. Pawar's call for a separate Mumbai Metropolitan Region, MMR, state reflects his concern that Mumbai's resources are increasingly controlled by non-Marathi elites, such as industrialists like Ambani, Adani, and Lodha. He urged Marathi speakers to reclaim ownership of their linguistic and cultural heritage before it is subsumed by external influences. The Hindi imposition row in Maharashtra is more than a debate about language policy, it is a battle for cultural survival and regional identity. Dr. Deepak Pawar's interview with Mumbai Outlook offers a compelling critique of the government's motives, exposing the interplay of politics, education, and ideology. His warnings about the erosion of Marathi and the need for a unified social movement resonate in a state grappling with rapid demographic and cultural changes. As Maharashtra navigates this linguistic crossroads, the choices made today will shape its identity for generations to come. Pawar's impassioned plea serves as a rallying cry for Marathi speakers to awaken their linguistic conscience and safeguard their heritage. Subscribe to AK Matrix today for in-depth analysis, powerful narratives, and the latest updates on issues that matter to you. Hit that subscribe button now and join the movement.